So this guy really wants attention, and boy is he about to get a lot of it. So the guy's name is 6ix9ine, but we'll call him Six. So Six is 21 and he's a rapper living in New York, and one day in 2017, Six gets an idea. He thinks that if he makes a music video and puts a bunch of actual gang members in it, that will give him street cred as a rapper and therefore lots of attention. And so he records a music video with this gang, the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods. And he puts this video on YouTube and suddenly, kaboom, the video blows up. And now he's getting all that attention he wanted. Plus, he's making a lot of money, so that's nice. And so that worked. And he's like, I'm gonna do it again. And he drops another video with the 9 Trey Bloods. Then he does it yet again. And so this is working pretty well for him. And now he has a formula. And if he puts on this gangster persona, his music videos will get tons of views. So that's what he does. And he makes sure to let everyone know just how gangster he is.
I'm gangster. I know I'm gangster. I know I tell everybody all the time, test my gangster, right?
Plus, he's always got to flex his money, because, you know, that's what gangsters do.
This is $500,000. $500,000. Look at the diamonds in them teeth.
And so things are going really well for him. However, 6ix9ine has a problem. He can't just keep telling everyone he's in this gang. At some point, he actually has to join this gang. Otherwise, everyone will know that he's not really street. And so he starts working on joining this gang. He's helping them in their organized crime. Things like selling drugs, shooting at rivals. I mean, you get the idea. So even though he's making all this money from his music and his celebrity status, he's out here committing petty crimes and like robbing people. Like one day in 2018, he plans a robbery against a man and a woman leaving a building. And Six and his gang friends are watching them like, yo, let's go rob them. And so, boom, the gang jumps out of the car and they got pew-pews. And bam, they ambush the man and woman. And they're like, give me all your stuff. While Six, he sits back and watches and records the whole scene from the car. Which doesn't really sound all that gangster to me, but, you know, whatever. After that, I guess Six just really wants attention from all this, and stupidly, he uploads the video of the crime to social media. And so for this, and a bunch of other crimes he commits, bam, he gets arrested, along with other members of the gang. Here's his mugshot. And this is where it gets really complicated for him, because bro is facing a ton of charges. Racketeering, armed robbery, conspiracy to murder, and if he gets convicted, he's looking at 47 years in prison. And so there Six is, lying in a jail cell, thinking about all of this. And after less than 24 hours in that cell, he finally gets an idea. He knows exactly how to get himself out of this mess and avoid prison. He'll just snitch. He'll cooperate with the feds and blame everything on all the other gang members who were there committing the crimes with him. And that is exactly what Six does. He drops the gangster persona and he fully cooperates with the feds. He goes to court and he testifies against his fellow gang members, putting some of them in prison for over a decade. And because he cooperated and did all this snitching, Six himself only gets sentenced to 2 years in prison. However, due to the COVID pandemic, he actually gets released early. And of course he goes right back to social media celebrating, because remember, bro just loves all this attention. And not to mention he goes back to making music and getting views and making tons of money. Until... even though his career is back in a decent place, Six has lost a lot of street cred because he snitched. And people love to call him a rat. And apparently, Six hates it when people call him a rat. And one night in 2020, he's in Miami at a strip club, and some random guy yells at him, "Rat!" And this pisses Six off. And so he grabs a bottle of champagne and he throws it as hard as he can. But it flies right past the guy and instead, bam, it hits a dancer right in the head. And so, boom, she sues him. And she wins $10 million. Oh, but his problems don't stop there. Remember the man and woman he and the gang robbed that day? Well, boom, they sue him too. And so in 2022, 6 has to beg a judge and say that, oh, he can't pay this man and woman. He's struggling to make ends meet, and having to pay all this money will bankrupt him and he'll never financially recover. But then, during all this, he goes and he posts this video to social media where he's carrying around all this money.
1,050,000, 1,100,000. 5 houses right here, maybe 2 houses right there, you feel me? I do not cap, this is really my lifestyle. This is how I really live.
And so people are watching all this like, weren't you just telling the judge that you're broke? I mean, even TMZ calls him out on this.
So you owe like $1 million in restitution. And I know that you have told the judge that you just didn't have it.
I ain't got it right now. I ain't got it. And that was prop money. Like I said, I ain't got it.
And so, bro has to admit it was all fake and that he was just doing it for attention because, of course, he was. And so now his career is suffering. He's getting sued left and right, he has a reputation as a rat, and he's just not making the money that he used to make when he was first popping off. And that is when he gets the help of this guy, Steve. Steve is 6's friend, and he's also a YouTuber and a live streamer, and he really wants to help his friend 6 make some cash. And so he works on getting him a deal with the platform Rumble, and he starts vouching for him with the people at Rumble. He's like, you can trust 6, give him a deal, he'll pull through for you. And according to Steve, this works. And he gets 6 a live streaming deal, where all 6 has to do is stream himself playing video games for an hour once a week. And in exchange for doing that, he'll get $2 million up front. That's $2 million for playing video games 1 hour a week. That is a damn good deal. And so 6 agrees to this deal. But then he screws it all up. Because he just doesn't do it. He just doesn't do the streams. Instead, he takes the $2 million and he just starts spending it on stupid shit.
Just spending this on Birkin is 300,000 just on Birkin.
And this, of course, completely f***s over Steve. It makes him look really bad. And now I guess 6 owes all this money to Rumble? I'm not really sure how they sorted that out. But then, shit gets even worse for 6, because he's about to face off with some real-ass gangsters. Some gangsters who never play around. The IRS. And so, during this time that he's been doing music videos, getting on camera, and flexing all this cash, and showing everyone how rich he is, he's also just not paying taxes.
Addressing the IRS situation. Listen, a lot of y'all don't understand how this work because y'all not on that tax bracket, right? What happened was that I didn't report my taxes for 2020, 21, 22, and 23.
And so for 4 years, he was making millions upon millions of dollars and just not paying taxes on it. And the IRS, well, they don't really like that too much. And they also don't fuck around when it comes to this. And so, bam, they seize a bunch of his assets. They seize his cars, they take his jewelry, including his famous shark chain, and they auction off all his stuff to pay his massive tax debt. Anyway, so this is just a fraction of what this guy has done. He's had so many lawsuits and accusations and charges against him, I can't even fit it all into one story. He is very entertaining to watch, though. I will give him that.